I do actually rate books lower than a 3, and these are my top 4. Worst 4, bottom 4. Let's dive in. Hi everyone, it's Kaylee and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to talk about the 4 worst books that I read in 2023. Now I usually try not to be very negative on my channel. If a book is anything less than a 3 for me, I've usually DNF'd it. So these are books where for some reason I felt the need to like ride the book out, or for case of my only 1 star, which we will get to at the very end of the video, something so drastic happened at the end of it that it couldn't come back from it. So I have 4 books, 4 romance novels. I did have a couple more that were lower than a 3-star, but they weren't romance novels. They were either nonfiction or something like that. So I'm not including those on this list. But if you're interested in checking out what they are, you can check out my Storygraph link there, and it has all of my books and all my book reviews on it. But yeah, let's check out my 4 worst books of 2023. So tied for spot number 3, I have 2 books that I rated at a 2.5 star, and they are From a Cold, Cold World by Alicia Thompson and Mr. Perfect on Paper by Jean Metzler. So I'm going to tie these 2 at 3 because I rated them both at 4.5, I rated them both at 2.5 stars. So I couldn't decide which one was going to be 3 and which one was going to be 4. So we're just going to call them both at spot number 3. I rated both of them a 2.5 stars. So let's dive into From a Cold, Cold World first, because I read that one later in the year, so it's fresher in my mind. I was really excited about this one. This author had written, I think it was last year, a serial killer book, and I really liked it. I was really intrigued by that one, so I was super interested in this one, especially when I found out that it was going to be set in like a Florida theme park. Now, obviously, this Florida theme park is not meant to be Disney or Universal or any of the other ones, but it's meant to be like this little mini theme park that's in like trying to compete with them, but it can't. And it's all themed after like winter and cold and frozen things like that. And I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was because of the Florida theme park aspect, because we all know I am a Disney girl, adult Disney girl at heart. I don't know if it was because of that I kept slogging through. Honestly, I should have DNF'd it. I really should have. I don't know why I didn't. And that is exactly why it's a 2.5. I don't know if I will pick up anything else by this author, because this one it was just like that for me. I couldn't get into it. I didn't like the characters. I didn't like it wasn't so bad to be in my number 1 spot. And we'll get to that one in a little bit, I promise you. I couldn't even put it at a 3-star, which meant that I enjoyed reading it, because honestly, I don't even know if I really enjoyed reading it. So that is one of my 2.5 stars. And the other one is Finding Mr. Perfect on Paper by Jean Metzler. And I was really excited about this one. She is a Jewish author and she writes about Jewish main characters. And I don't know anything about Jewish culture or people or anything. So I'm always excited to read romance novels that have other cultures and other religions and things like that so I could learn. And this one I just couldn't connect with. I wasn't a fan of the main character, the main female character. I found her kind of pushy and kind of abrasive, and I just really wasn't into it. I did enjoy the male main character and his daughter. I thought that their relationship was really good. And I even liked the relationship the daughter had with the female main character. I couldn't see them ending up together. I couldn't see the relationship. I couldn't see anything. I think the only reason that I finished it and that I didn't DNF it is because I wanted to find out how the 2 of them got together at the end, because the whole premise of the book is that this Jewish girl goes on a Jewish reality dating show to try to find the perfect Jewish husband, and she ends up falling for the producer, who is very much not Jewish. So I kind of wanted to see how the main character was going to put her feelings about that aside, because she was so adamant about wanting a Jewish partner, and the male main character, you know from the very beginning, he's not Jewish. So I think that's why I wanted to finish it. And the story, it just didn't hit right for me. I might try something else by her in the future. I don't know though. I'm not sure if it was just this character that I didn't like or what, but yeah, that one was only a 2.5 star for me. The next one is called Out of His League by Caroline Richardson. And I was excited about this one. I saw it randomly through a TikTok video. It caught my eye. It was on KU, so I downloaded it. It's a sports romance. He's a baseball player, which should have tipped me off because I'm not a huge baseball fan. Hockey is my top tier for sports romances, probably because it's the only sport that I actually watch a lot of. So I have base knowledge of hockey, whereas I don't really know anything about baseball or football, like American football, anything like that. But it was cute. They had a meet cute in the airport. He is a famous baseball player and she knows who he is, but and then they end up in Vegas on a like vacation, but they barely know each other. I didn't hit it. The spice wasn't there. The relationship wasn't there. It's one of those ones where I think I kept reading it because I thought it was going to get better. And this was closer to the beginning of the year, I think. Well, it was mid-year. It was on August. So I think I was still trying to slug through if I was slightly enjoying the book. I think that was before I really started DNFing it if I knew it wasn't going to be a 3-star for me. I don't particularly like giving negative book reviews because authors put in a lot of hard work. And there are some books that just aren't for me, but that book might be right for somebody else. So I really don't like giving negative reviews. So I'm really adamant about trying to DNF a book if I'm not enjoying it, because then I'm not giving it a negative review. All I'm saying by marking a book as DNF, which you can do in Storygraph, you cannot do in Goodreads. So if you do not use Storygraph, that is another plus in the Storygraph column. But that's a side note. To me, marking a book as DNF just means that that book wasn't for me. It didn't mean that it's a horrible book. It just means that it wasn't for me, but it might be for you. So I think where I just should have DNF'd it. And so that's why I gave it 2 stars. And book number 1 for me had 1 star. I read it at the very beginning of the year in January. I had read this author before, and I think I've enjoyed her. Let me double check. Yeah, she'd written one other book before this book in particular, and I read it and it was a 3-star for me. She has published another book that I refuse to read because I am 100% done with this author. The book is called Talk Bookish to Me by Kate Bromley. I love books about books. I love books about libraries, books about librarians, books about bookstores, everything like that. I love books where the main character loves reading so much because I love reading so much. So I love reading about characters like me who like reading just as much. And so I was really excited and I was really, really enjoying the book. I loved the book characters. I loved their chemistry. I loved everything about this book until we got to the very end. And I'm talking the very, very end. And the 2 main characters end up going to, I think, a wedding. And I don't remember if they go together or if they just end up at the same wedding, because they're still kind of in the will they, won't they type of thing, but they had really good chemistry and I was really rooting for them. And you get to this wedding and lo and behold, his fiance is there, because through the entire book, he is engaged to another woman. And you don't find that out until the very end of the book. Now, if there is one trope that I cannot stand, give me surprise pregnancy, give me almost anything, but the one trope that I cannot do is infidelity. I just cannot do it. I hate books with that. I can tolerate a book where the infidelity is happening, but it's not, but it happened in the past, I don't like it. And it's gonna lower the star rating for me if it happens. Take case in point, The True Love Experiment by Christina Lauren. I loved that book. And that's where he goes and tells his deep, dark secret to the main character. And you realize that he has been deliberately cheated on a partner in the past. It wasn't like an accidental thing. It wasn't like there was no way to talk around it. He knew what he was doing. He went out, he looked for it, he did it. And that brought the star rating down for me. But this one, where you surprise us with it and you find out that the main character is actively cheating and putting a female in the place of being the other woman. Like, say what you want about mistresses, whatnot. But if you are putting somebody in the place where they are cheating, helping you cheat on somebody, and they don't know, I was done. I finished the book because we were talking like, this is like this 80%, 85% of the book. So I finished the book, but I one-starred that book so hard and I feel no mercy. I was done. So those are my 4 worst romances of 2023. Did you read any of them? Did you like them better? The first 3 books in my 2, 3, 4 ranking, I could see how those books maybe just weren't for me and you might have enjoyed them. In fact, I had somebody comment on my book from A Cold World saying that they actually really enjoyed it. And that is 100% A-okay. That is fine. Those books weren't for me and I should have DNF'd them, but I didn't. I will not excuse the first one. Do not bring me into an infidelity storyline and tell me at 85%. I have already committed myself to the book. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hit the like button and subscribe for daily romance book reviews, as well as twice a week videos about romance books in general. So thanks for watching.